Hi, Pumpkin. I had to take some time this week for a personal tragedy, but we're back on it. This is a belated Tarot Tuesdays with Chris, and we're going to see what's going on with you, Chris. Oh, okay, I'll take those. And Spirit, could you kindly give me one card? Or whatever is your will. Could you kindly give me one more card? One more card, please. And thank you. Oh, that was like way too many. We're not going to take those, because I'd be here all day. Spirit, I only need one, please. Please and thank you, just one. Ooh! We're being a little insistent, but we're going to try to just get one. If it was meant to be, it will be. One card, please, Spirit. Seems like you really want to talk to me today. I understand that, but I just need the one. Oh, come on. You were so chatty a second ago. Whoop. We got one. Okay. Well, got some reversals. Let's see how this goes. Major Arcana. First card is the Judgment card. And it just means when it's in the upright, as it were, it just means that you are going through some kind of a spiritual awakening. And it means that you're starting to understand that you are meant for way more than what you currently have right now. It's like imagine if you're in an MMO and your character is it has been fighting a battle for a while, and you look at your stats and you realize that your character's going through a level up, or you have a level up that you can put these points into different areas. Well, that's what's going on. This was in the slot for your most recent past, or your past. So that's a good thing, honestly. I do have to warn you, though, that when you find yourself that when you find that you are being called to level up, or you have a spiritual awakening, or however you want to look at it, it means that you have to make decisions that will ultimately change your life. It means that that you either are or will soon be at a crossroads where you just have to decide. You have to. I've been saying this for a while, and the time has either already come or it will be. Um, you have to know yourself well enough to understand that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, and um, when it comes to clarity on the situation, you really need to look at what your past has taught you. Because, I mean, everything happens to teach you something. Everything happens. It's really stupid. I hate this saying. But everything actually does teach you for a reason. Um, it's so that you either don't make the same mistake that you did in the past, or it's that maybe you made a mistake in not doing something. It's all up for your intuition and interpretation. So, when you get judgment, it just means that you're very close to reaching something very significant. In my deck, the card itself is about hope. I don't know if you can see that. So if you can see, the card itself is, well, it's birds, but the bottom portion is very dark colored. It's very dreary, and honestly it kind of looks like it kind of looks like you're in the thick of a forest, and all of these birds are now going upwards, going forward, and the bird at the top is very white, very brightly colored, as opposed to the darkness underneath. And in traditional Western views, darkness is often associated with bad things, with evil, with sadness and deep dark depression, whereas white is usually traditionally associated with hope and love and happiness, and how you interpret that is entirely up to you. But that is, what this looks like to me. So your next card, which would be like your most current situation, or something that's going to be coming to you very quickly. So this is a reversal. When you got the Six of Cups. So when it's in the upright, the Six of Cups is like you trying to revisit happy things. You trying to find a level of joy and happiness. Good humans from your past may be returning. It's just like, it's a situation where Spirit invites you to get in touch with your inner child, experience fun and freedom, and just like all things really nice and good. Um, and most often just refers to like a childlike nature, um, or revisiting your childhood. When it's in the reverse, it's still kind of aligned with that, but um, it's asking you to no, not ask, tell. Um, it's telling you that you're clinging to something in your past, that you're not in your present. And um and it seems to me like you're kind of dwelling on a past situation. Um and while it can be nice to revisit things in your past, it can be nice to go over happy memories. When it comes to the not so happy memories, people have a tendency to get stuck there, and that is not healthy. Um, when when that happens, as long as you understand that these things have already happened in the past, they're done. You don't have to take them into your future. You don't have to act in a way that you may have previously acted, or you don't have to accept behaviors from people that you've already accepted in the past and has affected you negatively. It's totally okay to have conversations um, with people in your current um, that talk about these nasty behaviors and explain that you're past them now. You don't deserve that again in the future. And it's totally okay to have open and honest conversations to protect your peace. The people who will get nasty with you, they're not meant for you. They're not meant for you. The people who will push your boundaries in a negative way, because honestly, somebody pushing your boundaries is not inherently bad. It's not. Um, it could just be that they see that you're too afraid in a situation and they're trying to help you. But if they're doing it in such a way that only benefits them and they're doing this to you negatively, um, those people are not meant for you. They're not for you. What you need to do is you need to learn to forgive. If you can learn to forgive, whatever the situation is, if it's another person, if it's yourself, learning to forgive yourself for things that you may have done in the future is incredibly important to growth. And if you can't do that, it's not a race. It's not. If you can't do that right now, I don't know what to tell you, Puddin'. It's not the worst thing. Does not mean you won't get there. It's not a race. And um just be aware that what this could mean is that you may have lost touch with your inner child, and that's a shame. Um, if you find that your life is boring or stale, or just not really moving in the direction you want it to, um, look back at the things that you enjoyed as a child. What did you like to do? What kind of activities did you like to do? And do those again. There's nothing wrong with indulging in yourself every once in a while. It could be that the universe is telling you that you're taking on way too much from other people, from work, whatever. It could be that you're taking on too much, and the universe is now saying, whoa, slow down there, bucko. And all of this could just simply serve to mean that you have to pay attention. Adulting is good and important. Doing what you need to do to survive and pay your bills and all of that, that's important. But what's not important is to take all of your time doing those things. That is not important. If you like, as a child, if you liked to go out and puddle jump, go out and puddle jump. If you liked to finger paint, do it up. Life is just life. It's the way you make it. It's the things that you do that really matters. So, do what you gotta do. And, in this card, just to kind of further that, again, this is in the reverse. So this is a tree, and this is the branches. You're not rooted right now because it's in the reverse. If it weren't, you'd see that the roots are there, they're going down, and you're solid. You need to root yourself. And these activities, giving into your inner child, would only serve to help you do that. So, that's that card. This next one's another reversal. Let's see what we got here. So the card you got was the 10 of wands. The 10 of wands is the 10 of wands, when it's in the upright, just means that and I think you might have gotten this in the last one, I don't remember. The 10 of wands just means that you have taken on an extra burden, an extra workload, greater responsibility, but that it's temporary. And you're working hard to accomplish a goal and reap the rewards later. When it's in the reverse, it means that that now you've taken this extra workload, this heavier burden, but you're trying to do it all by yourself. And in doing that, in trying to do it by yourself, you are struggling. The weight of it is now crushing you. What you need to be comfortable with doing is understanding when you can't do this all by yourself, and understanding that sometimes it's okay to ask for help. And understanding that it doesn't make you a bad person if you tell someone no for not taking on this extra thing when you can't. Sometimes we just can't, and that's okay. Think of it this way, when you are in an airplane, what is the first thing they tell you? They tell you that the masks are going to fall down, and you must put on your mask first before you help anyone. Because if you don't, then you're not going to have enough oxygen to help anyone. And in fact, you'll create a burden for both of you. That is very similar to what's going on here. You have some kind of mental or emotional or whatever burden that for some reason, and I think I know what the reason is, for some reason, you want to keep this emotional or mental trauma secret. You can't do that anymore, Puddin'. Can't do it anymore. Because what's happening is you're dealing with all of these things by yourself, and it's becoming too much for some reason. And in trying to keep these things to yourself and try to keep everything like very fluffy and very happy and whatever, you're effectively pushing people away. And the shameful part of all of it is that if you would just lay down some of this burden to people you trust, you would feel better. You would feel lighter. Everyone, and I do mean everyone in this world needs someone they can trust, or someone's that they can trust. And the reason is that day by day by day, everyone goes through so much crap that they hold on to, and it becomes like a cancer in their heart. If you go to work and somebody talks crap to you, or you get into an argument or a fight and you hold on to that and you don't release it, it's gonna stick there. And maybe the next day something else happens and you don't talk about that either, and it sticks there. And then eventually, imagine like this giant ball of nastiness. Do you really want to push that giant ball of nastiness around with you for the rest of your life? I wouldn't want to do that. And so when this card comes up, it effectively just means that you're being weighed down by something that you don't need to be, because there are people out there who want to listen to you. You really need to go internal, and you need to figure out what is the reason that you're not saying anything to whoever. The other person, the other persons, it doesn't matter. It could be an entire group. I don't know. But you need to figure out why you feel like you can't talk to them. You need to figure out, is it just that you feel like you're being a burden? Are you just so used to you just messaged me. Is it that you feel like your stuff is petty and not as important? Because honestly, if somebody loves you, if somebody cares about you, they're not going to feel that way. They're not. What you have going on in your life is just as important as anyone else. And you have to realize that. Now, I can't tell you what to do. I can only tell you what the cards say. And the cards are telling me that you're holding on to some mighty weight and you gotta let it go. Because otherwise, you're not going to be able to progress. This original card, this judgment card, telling me that there's something coming up. If you don't let it go, this might not be the same. This might not end up the way you want it to. And at the end of the day, you're either going to push people away, or you're going to become some kind of a martyr, and that's not good. I certainly don't want that for you. So do yourself a favor and go through some kind of a purging process. People, things, it doesn't matter. Whatever you don't need, whatever doesn't serve you good, simplify. At the end of the day, whether it's a physical thing, whether they're belongings, the organization will really serve you well with your mind. If it's people, same idea. Getting rid of all of the white noise and the junk and then the negative freaking people who don't contribute anything to your life will suit you better, and maybe you'll end up with less people, but that's okay, because at least then you'll have peace of mind. So that was your last card, and so I'm gonna go see what you want, and I hope that you have an excellent rest of your day. This is going to take me a little while because this ran a little bit longer to upload. So hopefully I will have this up for you tonight.